But first, 9 people accused of buying and selling votes for gambling legislation are free tonight. That's the decision from the jury in Alabama's gambling corruption trial.
But the verdict came down with a twist. The jury could not reach a unanimous decision on all of the charges. The jury either acquitted the defendants or failed to reach a verdict. As the defendants walked out of the federal courthouse in Montgomery, some had smiles on their faces, like Victoryland casino owner Milton McGregor. The jury's decision came after 2 months of testimony and 6 days of deliberation. The judge decided to accept the partial verdict after the jury sent a note today saying they could not reach a unanimous decision on all of the charges.
The jury did reach a decision on some of the charges. Here now a breakdown of those decisions. Victoryland casino owner Milton McGregor not guilty of bribery and honest services fraud. The jury failed to reach a verdict on his other charges. Former Republican State Senator Jim Pruitt of Talladega not guilty of extortion and honest services fraud. McGregor's lobbyist Bob Getty was cleared of all charges. Former Democratic State Senator Larry Means of Attala was found not guilty on just some of the charges facing him. McGregor lobbyist Tom Coker not guilty of bribery and honest services fraud. Independent State Senator Harry Ann Smith of Slocum was found not guilty of bribery, extortion, and honest services fraud. The jury failed to reach an agreement on her other charges. Former Country Crossing spokesman Jay Walker was not convicted. Former legislative employee Ray Crosby also not convicted. Democratic State Senator Quentin Ross from Montgomery acquitted on all the counts against him. Reaction now from moments after those verdicts were read in court.
That's up to them, and I say this, it really is. It's up to them. They've got a decision to make. Our thing today is, first of all, we're humbled by the verdicts that the jury did.
It's just those last few that we definitely have to do a little bit better job of letting the next jury, if they decide, I'm sure they'll move forward with retrying this. We'll just have to do a better job of letting them understand what that was.
The other defendants did not address the media. The judge said he would declare a mistrial on those remaining charges.
With only 2 weeks left until fall classes start at Alabama, students are starting to move back to their second home, Tuscaloosa. WVUA's Bradley Whittington shows us how students can expect to see some changes when returning to town.
With many Alabama students returning to Tuscaloosa for the first time since the April 27th tornado, Tuscaloosa's Director of Transportation Tara Tubbs says those students are in for a big surprise.
When I was a new freshman coming into town, and I did not know my way around anywhere, and I at least got to start recognizing, okay, I was close, I remember this place, and I worry about that because there's so much of our town, 8% of our town that's gone.
Tubbs says if you think driving in the daytime is hard, driving in affected areas at night is worse.
Street lights are up, but you got to understand, a lot of that light you're used to seeing comes from those surrounding neighborhoods, and those surrounding neighborhoods had street lights all through their neighborhoods. Well, those aren't there anymore.
The sign here on 359 used to point University of Alabama traffic towards McFarland Boulevard, but since the April 27th tornado, it now directs traffic down 359. City leaders say that was done to help the flow of traffic move a little faster.
Not only do you have the thousands of people coming in trying to get to the game, and they're not going to just be focused on getting to the game. They're going to be getting to the game and seeing what they can see on the way, which I feel like is going to really slow the traffic up a lot.
One positive effect from having nearly 30,000 students returning to T-Town is the revenue. Tuscaloosa Revenue Director Linda McKinney says the city's revenue should start to pick up.
Well, we normally see a rise in revenue because the students come back, they increase their population substantially. So it does affect our sales tax revenue and affect our budget each year. We look forward to them coming back.
City leaders are counting on that extra revenue because they have extra expenditures like tornado debris removal and cleanup. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Bradley Whittington, WVUA News.
And Tubbs says directing University of Alabama traffic down 359 will likely remain permanent through the 2011-2012 school year.
WVUA caught up with some University of Alabama students as they made their way back to campus. Many said although they are ready for a new school year to begin, the April 27th tornado has made things a little difficult and will change the way they do things this upcoming year.
It's definitely going to be unusual. I know for me, turning on 15th Street on the corner of McFarland I used to look for the Chevron CVS and it's hardly there. So people are going to have to get used to things.
It's kind of like a maze. At night, it's very much like a ghost town. The street lights are out, the signs are gone. You know, I visit friends who used to live on this street, and that street is no more. So it is very hard to navigate when you don't have the landmarks that you've had for 4 years.
Fall classes for the University of Alabama start August 24th.